and welcome to my channel. This is Lisa with Lisa's Faith and Budget Planning channel. I'm excited to be here today. I'm excited to be here with you, getting into our budget, specifically sinking funds, savings tracker, not spending tracker. This is just an overflow page, so ignore that part. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm so excited to have you here and sharing my budgets and hopefully inspiring you to continue to do budgeting for yourself or learn how to budget for yourself. So as I said before, we're working on sinking funds up the beginning balances. If you want to know where I got my numbers from, check out my previous sinking funds video closeout, and you can see all the hot mess I was going through last month on all the transactions that we have. And with these transactions, your ending balance for the sinking funds and savings tracker is actually the beginning balances of the same category. So today I'm not going to be doing anything with the savings tracker. The number is exactly the same. I don't have any plans for it. I'm not adding anything to it. This is a set it and forget it kind of savings account. It's a high yield savings, 5.33%. If you're interested in knowing who I use and where I got that from, let me know and I will go ahead and put it in the comments and discuss that with you. So that is that, but for now we're just going to focus on the sinking funds and the setup. So the setup is basically me putting down what the deposits are going to be and then telling you a little bit about what we'll be working on as far as what comes out for this month. I actually only have one thing scheduled for the month of August, which is Orkin. I keep here in this area my sinking funds annual and quarterly expenses, and that pop up once a month. I normally don't have a lot coming in and out unless I need to shift money around. On here I only have the annual and quarterly expenses that I know are going to come, but sometimes we have regular spending or extra spending that comes out of here as well, meaning it doesn't have a due date like Christmas. Well, Christmas is a due date, but birthdays and Christmases. Cell phone tech is something I'm flexible with. I don't have to use it for technology, but I like having it there. There's an activities fund here and things like that. I am overdrawn on that, but that will go back into positive numbers at the end of this month. So the endings will happen in my closeout video, but right now we're just doing the setup video. If you've never had a sinking fund set up before, now's a good time to do that because Christmas is going to be coming up soon. Holidays are coming up soon. All the things are going to be happening, Thanksgiving, Halloween, all of those things. Back to school is happening right now. So you may want to take some time and organize and set up stuff that you can just kind of put money away in either a cash envelope or a savings account or a separate checking account where this money is actually being taken care of. Mine sits in a money market account in my bank, and it have easy access to what I need to pay for what I want. So I have everything right there, and if I need to transfer funds into my checking to pay for it, I can do it and it's posted the next day. It's very, very simple. Just make sure it's money you have easy access, but not too easy access that you're spending out of it and you're not saving for what you need. So this is a separate thing. When I put money in sinking funds, as far as I'm concerned, that money's spent because I know in these categories, the bill is going to come due. It's a either annual or quarterly bill, or it's an annual thing happening like a holiday or a birthday or something like that. So that money's spent. I don't have to, or I don't consider it as something I have available to spend unless I decide there's a category I have too much, or I know the category is flexible enough for me to spend out of. So that is kind of what we're at right now. I'm going to go ahead and get my pen here, and we're just going to write down the deposits of what we're doing. So here, when I come up with my plan every month, and mine are perpetual sinking funds. They never end. As soon as they get fully funded, the bill comes due. I pay it, empty it, and then go again. So I don't fully fund it like ahead of time. I fully fund it as it's coming up. And if it's something you know a date on, that's easy to do. So if you know every June is a vacation and you want to save a couple $1,000s for that, then budget divide by 12 and come up with a number. And that should help you stay organized and protect that money for the time period you want it in. So that's how I run my sinking funds. Some people, decide, I'll put a little bit now, and as I get closer, I'll add more to it. I'm too literal of a person to be able to do that. So I have to have the 12-month plan. And how does that work? I have to divide it up that way. So that's what I do. So Amazon Prime, we watch Amazon, all the stuff that comes with Prime as far as our streaming services. And we also order on Prime and just have a good, we use Prime a lot. So we have that. And Amazon Prime, I do $12 a month. And that's usually enough to be a little bit over or a little bit under for what we need for the year. I already have $125.32. Google Storage is a new one my husband got like a year or so ago, and we put away $8.33 a month for that, and that's just $99.99 divided by 12, something like that. And I'll round up a little bit sometimes. I don't do whole numbers. I'm an accounting major, so the pennies matter to me, and this actually tracks with a bank account to the penny. So I have to have the actual change. Not everybody does. A lot of people use cash, whole dollar bills, no change. They round up, they round down, and that's that. And that is a great way to do it as well. But that's just not how I do that. Next I have is Apple subscription through for my Microsoft products that I have on my laptop, and that is $5.83. Now think about this though. If I was doing this as a bill that I knew was coming up that I wasn't expecting or I forgot, I would be draining like $100, $200 at a time a month sometimes for some of these things I have as sinking funds here. But instead of draining my account after I've budgeted everything, I make a deposit every month of all these totals, so I never miss out on anything. And my savings account here that I have this in averages $3,000 or more a month in order to make sure they're maintained, and I can just pay them immediately. Once you pay it and you're like, it didn't impact the budget, it just feels so amazing, and it doesn't hurt. It doesn't deprive you of goals that you had for that month. It doesn't deprive you from activities that you wanted to do with your family or for yourself and things like that. So staying on top of this has been like the biggest life hack I've ever had to take care of me and my family and all the things. So home maintenance is something we're wanting to do more of. Not so much like landscaping and stuff like that. We're talking if we need to make a service call to a plumber or to whoever to fix something for the house that we can't fix, then that's what this is. So we need to add more to this. I need to have somebody come out and work on a pipe in our basement so it doesn't leak and we won't have problems this winter and things like that. Orkin is coming this month. I don't know when. They haven't scheduled the appointment. I've done $47 a month with them. I think after this August appointment, I'm going to go from 4 times a year to 2 times a year, just because I don't think we need 4 times a year. We live kind of out in the country, but really we don't have a lot of bug problems. So I think twice a year will be enough. So I'm going to reduce it. If I don't like it, then I will bump it back up again. But for right now, this is what we have, and I have them put stuff down to make sure we don't have anything happening in the house. So there's that. Now we're doing CKY is our landfill trash, and that is $30 a month. So we used all of it last month and went to 0, and then I do $30 a month, and this is quarterly until we get the actual card that says how much we owe, and then I either raise it or lower it depending on when the due date is and how much I owe for that month. So that is what we do there. And yeah, that fluctuates our total as far as how much we put in sinking funds every month. So it just varies depending on what kind of things you want and need for your home and your family. I don't have little children. We're not doing back to school stuff. We are a family of 4 adults, 2 adult sons with autism that stay at home, and then my husband and I. So our budgeting looks totally different than a lot of other people's budgeting, and our sinking funds do too. Propane, we have a fireplace that we have a propane tank for, and I like using it in the winter. So I put $20 aside a month for that. And then we have tags. This is tags and registrations for our vehicles, and we're doing $20 a month for that. Okay, so car maintenance, I went and had like an oil change, transmission flush thing, and it was like over $200, maybe close to $300. So I went negative or red into this category, and I did it because I knew I had enough with all my categories. I basically borrowed from the pot here of all these different categories I have for my sinking funds. I borrowed some of the money, and then I've been paying every month into it until that negative goes into positive. So that is what's happening here. Car maintenance, I do $50 a month. I didn't used to do home maintenance and car maintenance, but because we had cash aside for a lot of that. But now that we've spent all the bulk big items that we needed for our house after moving in a couple of years ago, we need to start adding to the house and car maintenance thing. All right, so Xander, that's our identity theft that we have for me and my husband, and neither of my sons are on it, just me and my husband. So that's $12 even a month. And Norton, that's my husband. He is a PC Android guy. I am an Apple MacBook Air gal, I guess you can say. And so he has Norton on his laptop, and so we have protection for that. I have a service, and I forgot to put it in my sinking fund, so I might have to add that later, or it's low enough that I don't really have to think about it. I usually use miscellaneous for that, I think. So the tax preparer tax here. This is not to pay taxes. This is to pay somebody to do our taxes. And this last year it was $240, $45, something like that. I'm just doing $20 a month. The good news is, as long as you have most of it saved up by the time whatever happens, you need a little extra, there might be wiggle room in your budget. You can take care of that and budget that. Birthday, Christmas. So we're doing this a little bit different, and I need to remember what I had decided. And I have a sticky note somewhere, so hold on a second. I did the math, and I've been doing some money moves within the account. Now, I didn't actually physically move money because this is one savings account. It's just sitting there. The bank doesn't know why I have what specific amount for what. I know just because I have it tracked on a piece of paper, and that's all that really matters to me. As long as I track it on here, I can keep up with everything. So birthday, Christmas. I wanted to round this up to, $500. And then we always add $100. So we are doing, let's do the math, make sure I did it right earlier. So $500 minus the $497.93. That's $2.07 plus $100, and that's going to give me $102.07. Okay. Now this $2.07 is just rounding it up to make it an even $600. That's all I really care about, is being taken out of this dividends here. So dividends are the money or the interest earned on the savings account. This is a money market account, so it earns just a little below 1%. I did originally have my sinking funds in a basic savings account that only gave me 41 cents a month. I don't know why I didn't move it to the money market account sooner. It just didn't occur to me to do that. But that's okay. It is earning interest, and even though it's earning a few dollars interest every month, I'm just moving it here in order to satisfy and give me an even number for birthday, Christmas time period. One of my adult sons was born on Christmas Eve, so we need to make sure we have a bulk amount at the end of the year, and we buy Christmas gifts for everybody in our family and celebrate and all that stuff. So $100 a month really helps. I've already gotten into it once for my other son who was born in June, so his birthday's already come and gone. I can't believe he's 20 years old, but he is my youngest. And that's why that number is a little bit off as far as rounding it up to an even number. So I think what I'm going to do is make a note here. Dividends. Move $2.07 to Christmas. There we go. I'm just going to leave it there. All right. So cell phone tech, anytime we need to buy technology, cell phone, accessories, things like that, we can use this money. I did recently buy like a 1 terabyte hard drive, external hard drive, in order to back up my memory on, back up my laptop and everything that's on there. And I always put $50 a month in here. Sometimes I use it for other things, but that's okay. Now, activities fund, we went to the aquarium a while back and I bought tickets with this money. I think some of the money went to me purchasing tickets for, it's a Lego event. My youngest son loves Legos, and it's like a Lego con of some sort. Anyways, it's here where I live nearby, and so I went ahead and bought the tickets, so I went negative for that. But I knew every month we would be putting $50 away, and now we're back in the positive. So now I got to build up the activities fund for next year, because obviously there's nothing in there really to have for this year. Oh goodness. Canva, this is where I get my graphics and how I do my thumbnails and things and stuff. So I am doing, $10 a month? Because it's just under $120 a year for Canva. And I like paying it once a year. Epidemic Sound, same thing. Intro music, I pay that once a year. $12 a month I put away. Car fund, I just left this money in here. This is specific for something we might have to do on my husband's vehicle. Not sure when or if I might have to use it for my vehicle because there's some stuff going on. But my husband and I will talk about that then. Roth IRA, so $500. Now, after I turn 50 in October, I can put away $8,000. I've already done $7,000 into my Roth, but after that I can put another $1,000 in. But I'm going to wait to see if I'm going to do that with my financial advisor, and we'll talk to him later this year. I have till April to contribute to that Roth of 2025, but I am going to borrow some of this for other purposes, and the reason is because of this NutriSense thing that I have. I don't want to quite give it up, but I can't really afford it. And NutriSense, it's $265 a month for the 6-month plan that I got. And once a month, I'm allowed to buy one extra sensor. And I did that this month, and I took it out of my Roth this time, and I'm going to take it out of my Roth again next time because there's some money there, and then hopefully later I can build this back up. But I really want to continue this a little longer, and hopefully by the end of October, I'll know if I can continue throughout the year. The sensors really helped me quite a bit. I am contributing $100 a month to this. Oops. Even though I'm not going to use it for the Roth, not completely. I am going to use it for something important to me. I'm a type 2 diabetic, but I'm not insulin dependent, but I need a way to check my sugar, and I just cannot prick my own finger. I've tried. I really have. And it's just one of these phobias I cannot control. So yeah, the sensor helps a lot, and I only have to put it on once every other Friday, and my husband helps me with that, so that works out. Dividends, we actually got dividends. How much dividends did we get? $3.20. Now normally this was a lot more, but I had a lot more money in this account, and then I moved it over to the high yield savings where it's making double. So I don't mind that it's not a lot, because, you know, it's not a lot. There we go. And now we get to total this up. So I've already got this total. We started with $3,758.61. I do want to make a note of that censor thing. I'm just making a note of it, so when I do the withdrawals later and when I close out the month, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about here. And these are just notes to myself and taking care of things. So yeah, that's what's happening. So let's go ahead and get the deposit, and I'm going to stop just before the dividends, and I'm going to show you what we actually planned for the month as far as me transferring funds from our checking account, from the income that came in, to the sinking funds. And I only write it once on the calendar, and actually I can go ahead and show you that really quick. As you can see here, $602.49 is what I transferred over. I make it a bill, and you only have one transaction to transfer over, but it's funding all 15 or 16 or however many here of these sinking funds combined. And that is the important part, is we know this number, and we make sure we transfer the funds and make sure the money is there in the savings account, so when we need it, we can use it. And we'll be using quite a bit of this month as well. Normally it's only one or two, at least in the past years, but lately I've been using it. So yeah, it's interesting. So let me total this up, and I'll be right back. Okay, so $604.56. I think that's what I said before. Oh, it's a couple dollars off. Oh, I know why. I need to take out that $2.07. There we go. $602.49, and that's what I transferred from the checking account to the sinking funds. And then I can add where I'm removing it from here. And I'll put the withdrawal later, but removing it from the dividends, the $2.07. And then I'm going to add this dividend that also came in. So it was $607.76. This is how much money was to make the deposit look like it's supposed to. So this is what was deposited, as well as what was moved around within the account in order to have everything withdraw correctly. That's what the number had to be, and that is where we're at with the deposits. At the end of the month, I will do a sinking fund savings tracker video. The savings tracker, I just put down any interest that grew in the account. This is what grew last month. We'll see what next month is, unless I have an emergency, and vacation's not till October. So unless I have an emergency, nothing should be happening here. Nothing. So that is what we have going on now. And at the end of the month, I will do the withdrawals and the ending with you, and we will close out the sinking funds for the month. And that is what we have for right now. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Oops. And if you want to see more of my videos, please subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys next time. Have an amazing and blessed day. Bye.